Luca, who is very interested in learning and reading and science and all this stuff, he wants to go off to school because of all this. And it's, Alberto likes to just hang out and play. He doesn't want to go to school. So that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Luca has his friend, and Alberto is jealous, like reading books and stuff, hanging out with your friend. What about our Vespa? It's
right.
And that's what the story is.
It's all about getting this Vespa bike just so they can ride around probably a few times and then move on to the next thing. I mean, did they plan to take it underwater at some point? I don't know.
They wanted to ride around the country. They really they want to be hobos, ride around the country, live off the land on their Vespa.
Well, I guess I can see why it's that way. They are children. There's no like holistic approach to it, but I guess it makes sense. But there's not much that goes on in this movie. There's not much of a plot. It's just, hey, let's walk around this town, and I see this race that we can win, so we can get a Vespa. The Vespa was the main thing, and that's it. And then Luca's parents chasing him because he was out for too long.
Yeah.
That's pretty
the grandmother who enables the behavior.
Yeah. The weird uncle who lives deep undersea. He was going to take Luca down to undersea, where it's very dark. Well, that's where his parents wanted him to go. But then he ran off. He ran away. He just continued to hang out with Alberto.
Yeah, they didn't focus too much on the uncle, which is unfortunate. Thought that was a pretty funny character. His few minutes in the film were pretty interesting. But yeah, even that was, they didn't do much in this film.
No, wow. I mean, very basic, very, very basic. I mean, it looks nice,
right?
But that's pretty much always a given with Disney. So
this is true.
There's not much credit for that. It's hard for me to get on board with this film. I thought it was pretty boring. It was nice to look at, but that ran out after a while. But it's not really
a bad film.
Bad movie? No. I mean, if it was a live action film, probably. But since it's animated, probably not.
They get a pass.
Yeah, they get a little pass, but it's not good. It's okay.
Okay.
It's not anything special. I guess
I think I can agree with that. I mean, it's a kid's movie, and it's hard because I feel like we have this standard of Disney, particularly. They do such a great job of putting things in there for adults to pick up on, or for you to rewatch and learn about something new that you didn't notice the first time you watched it as a kid. But this is not that movie.
No, not at all. I mean, this is below average to average for me, for a Disney film.
Wow.
I mean, you compare it to
average.
Yeah. It's, I don't know how it has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but they're lying to themselves.
Well, I
have no idea.
I think it probably has that because it is such a cute, film, and it doesn't.
How going to get you so far?
It doesn't have to be anything. We've lost those kinds of movies that don't need to be about anything life-changing.
It doesn't have to be life changing. Let me see what I'm working towards. And what they're working towards in this film is not that interesting.
Yeah, the Vespa isn't too interesting. I don't know. I don't know what they could have added to make it better though.
Just make a different movie.
It'd be a different movie.
Just make a different movie. I mean, you just gotta do. I mean, you can still do the whole sea creature thing. Maybe that's an element, but not exactly the main focus.
Yeah, and maybe there could have been more parent drama, or maybe they actually were being hunted at some point. But we've seen those kinds of movies as well. I don't know, maybe someone's drowning and they got to jump in the thing and turn into a monster. I don't know. Maybe we should spend more time underwater, seeing that world. Because they're pretty creative creatures, because they didn't look like traditional, mermaids and things like that. So, I mean, you could probably almost classify them as fish, because of how they looked. So there was some interesting stuff going on there for sure. And there are lots of Italian heritage pieces in there, the style of the film, the area it was done, the voice actors, the gelato, the pastas, the Italian words spoken throughout the film. So it felt more like a traditional history, timepiece, more so than just another cartoon movie. And I think maybe that's what Disney was going for in making something that was more artistic and real life, realism, with this, cartoonish look. I don't know. It's good for those reasons. It's not necessarily just the story this time, but it is how simple it is and how well they executed that simple thing.
Thanks for watching. And if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.